So, you're drawing a picture of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Tell us about that.
Well, she appeared to 3 little children, Jacinta, Marto, Francisco, and Lucia. But sadly, they died, and we can still hear from them today in the chanting of the great seminars, and you can hear them all over the old mass. They used to sing that song, and they used to chant these beautiful songs that have ended now. Now they sing rock music. They sing nice songs, but not Christian songs. They sing beauty songs, and they sing Jesus songs, but they're not really Jesus songs. They're just, they sing beautiful music. They sing about Jesus, but you see, they don't sing as beautiful. But you see, they don't sing about Jesus. They sing about a different Jesus. They say Heavenly Father, but that's not their Heavenly Father. They say Heavenly Father, but it's not our Heavenly Father.
Okay.
And you see, as you see, they're singing about Heavenly Father, but you see, it's not our Heavenly Father. I like the chants that the old mass sung, the chants of the old mass singing about Jesus. I love those old mass chants. I love the beauty of those chants, like John Michael sung these songs about the great beauty.
Oh, yeah, he's got that CD. It's called Chant from the Hermitage, and we have that. We listen to that at night. And
it's really a beauty. That's what the old mass used to sing all the time, and he's copying the old mass, and it really gives you beauty of the great purple altar and the great. I go to St. Bridget's, and they have this great purple altar, and you can see that when the older mass was celebrated here, you could hear that song chanting in your ear from John Michael. John Michael, he's copying that you could hear that song that John Michael sung at St. Bridget's when the old mass was still running. You could hear John Michael's song singing in St. Bridget's, but you see.
And I trust the Holy Spirit.
I don't think you can see the rosary that well.
Yeah.
But you see the rosary. Mary's holding the rosary, and I think the lion is. I think that's Jesus, the Lion of Judah, and I think what I drew is too close to the rosary, but you can see the rosary right here.
I do see that. You know, you're very
observant. You can see the cross right there, the Queen, and you can see the cross in front of the crown. This is Mary. Mary's holding the crown up. And Jesus, I forgot to draw the thorns, but Jesus has a crown of thorns that pierce his head and his brain. But you can see Mary has a crown of jewels. Jesus has a crown of thorns that's sorrow. Jesus is suffering, and he has a crown of thorns of sorrow, and Mary has a crown of thorns of jewels.
I think
but you see, Jesus allowed that to happen so you can see that he's the King of Heaven, and that those thorns represent the King of Heaven, and the King of Heaven with the thorns on him are piercing his head, and that's what makes him so precious, is that he has those thorns that represent the King of Heaven, and that's what makes him a jewel to us. He's the King, and he's suffering for us. And Mary has a crown of jewels, which represents the Queen of Heaven, and she's a jewel to us too.
That's very, very profound. I'm going to write that down, because I think what you said was very important.
We can say that on our other topic, it can be very sad because, Jesus suffered for us, and it's a bad situation to suffer, but you got to suffer anyways for Jesus, because you want to also tell people to suffer also. You also want to tell people also that, and when you suffer, you're telling people that I'm suffering for Jesus, and if you don't suffer and preach the gospel, then you're not going to heaven, for I'm suffering, and I've preached the gospel to you, and you better suffer too and preach the gospel, so then you can go to heaven when I'm already going to heaven. When you're suffering, you're going to heaven, but when you're dead, you're already in heaven.
You're
but
right.
you see, your soul's in heaven, and when the last days, Jesus is going to come, and he's going to say, okay, you go to heaven, you sheep, you blessed sheep, come with me to you blessed sheep, come to me, O blessed sheep, for you have deserved heaven with me. But then he says to the bad, because you devils and you goats and wolves who have dressed in sheep's clothing, you will be burned up, and these sheep who have deserved it come to heaven, for you have gone to hell. Oh, depart from me, you wolves in sheep's clothing. Depart from me into the fire which was prepared for the devil and his angels. And then he says, for these sheep have deserved it and have deserved heaven. O come, ye sheep, into heaven, for you have deserved heaven.
I think that reminds me of Matthew 25, and I think you're drawing from that for what you're saying, where Jesus talks about the judgment and how the Lord is going to separate the sheep from the goats. He'll put the sheep on his right, the goats on his left. He'll turn and say, sheep, come.
If he sees a sheep, then he still knows that that's a wolf.
Well, he did say that there are going to be wolves among you who will dress up kind of in a sheep's clothing.
But you see, then, when they're in sheep's clothing, one man who is a wolf, he says, okay, he already knows that those men who are in sheep's clothing, he already knows that those sheep are wolves.
You brought up was important, and
he might not want to leave out babies because,
yeah.
Babies are not grown-ups yet, and they haven't decided what they want to do yet.
True. Well, let's go ahead and close out our discussion, and we're going to put this in a category called Saturday Morning Cup Afternoon, and this will be the after talk of after we record our episodes, kind of like what Rhett and Link does. They do the Good Mythical Morning. They do Good Mythical More, which is there's conversations after they record their episodes. So it sounds like Rhett and Link, we're gonna steal from you again. I just had the idea when you brought up Guadalupe and you wanted to talk about it. And I knew it didn't fit what we charted out for our episode, but it fits perfectly if we create our after episode channel, or episode, and call it something else. And we have these discussions afterwards. What do you think?
Yeah, well.
We'll just steal from them again. We'll steal from Rhett and Link. Maybe we should steal their hairdos.
Yeah.
My hair will go down, your hair will go up, okay?
Well, that's it, Rhett and Link. We stole from you again.
Again. Get used to it. Well, it's a compliment.
Well,
they have an amazing show, and I love their stuff. So.
We stole from you. Yippee!
All right. We'll close it out. That's it for this good Saturday morning cup afternoon. It'll just be good random discussions.